Erik Ten Hag's job currently safe at Manchester United. Jeremy Frimpong, official approach. And apparently there is no sign of Manchester United going for Gareth Southgate. These are some of the stories we will be discussing on the show this morning. But before we jump into that, please smash a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let's get straight on into it. Let's start with some positivity then, as I always like to do here on Daily Red Devil. And I wanted to say a massive congratulations to Kieran McKenna, who was obviously the assistant manager at Manchester United a couple of seasons ago when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was here. And Kieran McKenna has just won the Championship Manager of the Season with Ipswich. So fair play to him. Obviously done an incredible job over at Ipswich. Now, just to be clear, I'm not by any means hinting I want him to become the Man United manager. I'm just showing some appreciation to someone who's come from Manchester United and gone on to do good things. So congratulations to him. It looks like they're going to get promoted to the Premiership. So fair play to him. And yeah, just a bit of positivity to start the day. Right, let's get on with some more topical related news about Manchester United then. Let's start off with the story about Jeremy Frimpong, because he is a player I really like. So this story is coming out from Christian Falk on Twitter, very reliable journalist in the Bundesliga. And he is reporting this morning that Manchester United have held concrete talks with Dutch defender Jeremy Frimpong. He says Jeremy has a release clause of 34 million euros, which will be valid from this summer. So, I mean, if I was Manchester United, he would be my first signing, 100%. He's had an absolutely incredible season over at Bayern Leverkusen, 23 years of age. He's got 12 goals and 11 assists from the right wing back position. He's honestly absolutely amazing. He can play right back, right wing back, and right midfield. He would solve a lot of our problems. Obviously, he was at the Manchester City Academy as well. He was there, I think, for his whole career. He went to Celtic for a little bit and then went to Bayern Leverkusen. He would be an absolutely unbelievable signing. Apparently he still has roots in Manchester. Apparently he still has properties in Manchester. And we've heard over the last kind of 1 or 2 seasons that apparently he's very, very keen to return to the Premier League and very, very keen to return to Manchester. So we've been linked to this player for years, you know, like even before Erik Ten Hag was here, we were linked to him. And I think that if Erik Ten Hag was to remain as the Manchester United manager, which I still think he should, then I think that he would be the perfect signing. I really, really do. But yeah, I want you guys to let me know what you think about Jeremy Frimpong. Would you like to see him at Manchester United next summer? What do you think of the release clause? Do you think that's a fair price? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I personally think £34 million is an absolute bargain. I would hope we'd get maybe 15 to 20 for Wan-Bissaka. If somebody said to me, right, you can sell Wan-Bissaka for 20 million and bring in Frimpong for 34 million, I would bite their hand off. I think it would be an incredible bit of business. And I think he should 100% be our first signing this summer. Now, just to give you the full picture, there are lots and lots of other clubs interested in him. Apparently Real Madrid are interested. Man City are reportedly interested. A couple of others. But apparently Man United are already in talks with his agent. So it all depends, doesn't it? It depends what the project is. It depends if we can sell the dream to him. But sitting here right now, I was thinking about this just now whilst I was getting ready for the day. Like, I know Manchester United is still one of the biggest clubs in the world, but if we don't have any European football next season, which is a possibility, you know, we might not even have the Conference League if the results continue the way we're going. We've had 1 win in 7 games in the Premier League, right? If the results continue the way they're going, we won't even have any European football at all next season. Now, why would any player like Jeremy Frimpong want to come to Manchester United, who've only won 1 trophy in 6 years, which is the League Cup? There's so much turmoil, there's so much unrest, there's so much toxicity, there's so much uncertainty. We're in a mess at the moment. Why would he come from Bayern Leverkusen, who've just won their first Bundesliga in 120 years ever, who are going to be in the Champions League next season, and come to Manchester United? Like, it doesn't really add up to me. Now, the only things that I can really pinpoint why he'd want to come is that obviously he is he lived in Manchester for a long time. He grew up in Manchester, I believe. He's from the Netherlands originally, but he obviously was in Man City's youth team for a very, very long time. Like, maybe he wants to come back to England. That's a possibility. But the underlying obvious thing, which is what everybody at home is probably thinking, is probably money. At Bayern Leverkusen at the moment, he earns £65,000 a week, which to me or you is a lot of money, isn't it? Of course. Like, £64,000 a week is life-changing money. But for a footballer who's as good as he is, that's not that much money. So just to give you a bit of perspective, Luke Shaw, who's injured 90% of the time, is on 150 grand a week at Manchester United. He's on over double what Jeremy Frimpong gets paid at Bayern Leverkusen. If you compared it with someone like Wan-Bissaka's on 90,000 a week. So Wan-Bissaka, who is a decent player, but is not on the level of Jeremy Frimpong, is paid £30,000 a week more than what Jeremy Frimpong's getting paid. So the point I'm trying to make here is, right, if Jeremy Frimpong was to come to Manchester United, he would probably get 150 grand a week. And I don't think anybody would think that was ridiculous, would you? If I said to you, we could get him for £34 million and we'd pay him 150 grand a week, no one would be like, that's a disgrace. You'd all be like, yeah, that's fair. You'd all think, well, Rashford's on 300 grand a week. He's getting paid half the amount of Rashford and he's a better player than Rashford. So do you see where I'm going with this? So I don't know. I don't want to say it worries me because I want players like Jeremy Frimpong to come to Manchester United, but other than money, I just don't really see why, for footballing reasons, you'd want to come to Manchester United at the moment. Like, why would you? It's not like he needs to prove himself. Jeremy Frimpong is playing in the Bundesliga. He's had an incredible season. He's just won the Bundesliga, beaten Bayern Munich to the trophy for the first time in, I think, about 15 years. They're probably going to go on and win the Europa League. Like, they might even win the German Cup as well. So I don't know. We'll keep you updated on that one. But let me know what you guys think about Jeremy Frimpong in the comment section. Do you think there's a genuine chance of him coming to Manchester United, or do you think that, you know, he's going to go to a club like Real Madrid or Man City? I mean, if they come knocking, why would you come to Manchester United? That's my point. Now, yeah, obviously, historically, we're a great club, but at the moment, we're at rock bottom, I think. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Right, let's move over to some stories about the manager then, shall we? So this is coming out from David Ornstein. This is a very reliable journalist here in The Athletic. He's got 2.7 million followers on Twitter. Very, very reliable. He is reporting this morning that there is no decision so far from Ineos on Erik Ten Hag, as they are going to consider his future in the coming weeks and months. It says Ineos are working with him at the moment, and he is privy to all of the plans for the transfer window ahead, although his situation is unclear. So they're not going to sack him right now, is the point here. They're not going to sack him. Obviously, we play Coventry on Sunday. If we were to lose against Coventry, I imagine he would be sacked, because that would be the season over and the fan base would probably go into an absolute meltdown if we were to lose against Coventry in a FA Cup semi-final, our only chance of winning a trophy this season. I honestly just still think that they're sat there thinking, there isn't a better manager out there to replace him, because there isn't. I mean, Mourinho, no thank you. Conte, no thank you. Nagelsmann's going back to Bayern Munich. Xavi Alonso's never going to come to Man United because he's a Liverpool legend and is going to stay at Bayern Leverkusen. I mean, that's 4 people, right? Who else is there? Graham Potter, no thank you. Definitely don't want him. Gareth Southgate, no thank you. Don't want him. I mean, who else is there? Ruben Amorim is going to Liverpool, the Sporting Lisbon manager. There isn't really anybody else out there available. There's Zidane, but he's not going to come. Like, who else is there? I mean, like, who? Someone tell me who else we could get. I've run through all of the options, and I don't want any of them. And the ones that aren't, you know. So I mean, like, look at it. Gareth Southgate, no. Graham Potter, no. Thomas Tuchel, no. Nagelsmann's going to Bayern. Roberto De Zerbi, I don't think he's any better than Erik Ten Hag. Zidane's not going to come. I mean, and then when you look on the bookies, it's like Thomas Frank from Brentford. Are you really going to sit here and tell me you'd rather have Thomas Frank than Erik Ten Hag? Like, no, thank you. So yeah, I mean, and then when you go further down the list, it's people like Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick. Like, those are the next people after those names. So I think Erik Ten Hag's job is somewhat safe because of the lack of options out on the market. And there's a story this morning which I think will bring you guys a bit of a smile on your face. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano, and he is saying there is zero contact between Manchester United and Gareth Southgate. Zero. So make of that what you think. This was literally came out late last night. Zero contact between Manchester United and Gareth Southgate. I mean, that says it all. Fabrizio Romano, in my opinion, is the most reliable journalist out there. He doesn't put out lies. He doesn't put out stuff for clicks. And he wouldn't put this out just for the sake of it. Zero contact between Manchester United and Gareth Southgate. So if you're not going to get Gareth Southgate, right, who else is left? Graham Potter, Thomas Tuchel. Like, none of these people are better than Erik Ten Hag. I'm sorry. So unless the results continue to be terrible, you've got to look at our next 3 games. That's the only way you can do it in football. You look at one game at a time, right? Our next 3 fixtures is Coventry, which I imagine will win on Sunday. I'm pretty hopeful we'll win that game. Then you've got Burnley at home and you've got Sheffield United at home. We should be able to win the next three matches. Top 4's effectively gone because of Aston Villa winning yesterday, unless Tottenham absolutely crumble, which is a possibility. I mean, you look at Tottenham's fixtures, right? Tottenham's next 3 games are Arsenal, Chelsea, Arsenal at home, Chelsea away, Liverpool away, and then they've got Man City. They've got those 4 teams in the next 4 games. They could lose all of those games. And if we were to win the next 2 or 3 and they were to lose the next 4, we would only be 1 point behind them. So there is still scope, but I think top 4, in my opinion, is now gone, unless an absolute miracle happens. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Erik Ten Hag will be the manager next season? I ran a poll on the community section of the channel. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and then you can get involved in all of the polls. It doesn't cost any money. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. And the question was this. It was, do you think this is the end of Erik Ten Hag? So if you're watching this back on repeat, you can let me know in the comment section. Do you think this is the end of Erik Ten Hag? So over 1,000 of you voted in the poll, right? 71% of you think that this is the end of Erik Ten Hag and 29% of you think it isn't. So let me know what you guys think. I think in this immediate moment, it's not. I think if we were to win our next 3 games, which I think we should be doing, then I think he'll probably be all right. But if he was to lose against Coventry, he'll be gone, in my opinion, and probably rightly so. You know, if you lose against the Championship side, who are at the moment really struggling in the Championship, I know it's a semi-final. I know crazy things can happen in a game of football, but you're playing against a team on Sunday who are 8th in the Championship. They've lost the last 3 games in a row against Birmingham, Southampton and Cardiff. You have to be beating them. I'm sorry. So there's no excuse to lose against Coventry on Sunday. There really, really isn't. And if there was, I think he would probably be gone. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you so much for joining me on the show this morning. I will be back later today at 6 p.m. I hope everyone has a great day. If you have enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. This has been Daily Red Devil, and I'll speak to you all a bit later.